So what is a composite function with a linear function? Well, it means that you have a linear function inside another function. So let's say, for instance, that I have a function which I will call x to the power of n. Now, instead of writing x, I'm going to substitute in my x, I'm going to substitute a linear function inside here. So this is going to look like this. I'm going to have a function, and now instead of x, I have a linear function, and put it in brackets, to the power of n. And this is what we mean by a composite function. The linear function in this case is inside another function. Okay, let's examine the linear function so that we can know what to identify. A linear function is usually written like in this manner, with mx plus c. That's usually where m is the slope and c is the intercept. But we can also write it with anything. We can write it as ax plus b. The a and the b are the constants, whereas the x's here need to be seen. Okay, they are the variables. In this part of the maths, we are going to be using the a and the b, but particularly in this part of integrating of functions, we're going to be interested in only one thing. We're interested in a, the constant a. So you need to be able to identify that constant a. Let's start a short quiz. Can you identify the a in these particular functions? If I have y is equal to 3x, then I know that a is equal to 3. If I have y is equal to 2x plus 1, then my a is going to be 2. What about if my function is a is equal to x plus 1? Then my a is going to be 1. And here's the tricky bit. What about if my y is equal to y minus x? Well, I have changed the x to the being the last, but we know that the xa is this one here, so it really is minus 1. So please remember that a in this case will be minus 1. That could be a bit tricky. So just one more example where possibly you might be tricked. Say I've got 3 minus 4x. In that case, as you can see, I'm sure you're not tricked by that the a is going to be negative 4. All right, that's just some examples of identifying a. Why is that important? Because now I'm going to be integrating that above function of ax plus b into the power of n dx. So the rule for this will be to look at that linear function and take the a out and take 1 over a. The second part of this rule will be to rewrite that function here again, the ax plus b, and add the exponent 1 to the exponent, and then also divide it by. Remember, this is what you did to that function x to the n when you integrated that. It became x to the n plus 1 over n plus 1. So similarly, we are using the whole function. We're doing exactly the same thing, except the x is the linear function ax plus b. Instead of just being x, it's ax plus b. And before I close this special formula into a rectangle, I will add a very important constant c, which is always needed there. And now we can close it off. And that's our formula for integrating. So let's just have a look at an example. I'm going to integrate a linear function 2x plus 5, okay, to the power of 3 dx. So first of all, let's look at the value a here, and let's use the rule to write it as 1 on 2, and we'll integrate the outer function according to that rule by rewriting this linear and adding the 1 to the exponent and dividing it also by 4 plus c. Now the two numbers in the denominator, that means the 2 and the 4, can be now multiplied together, and the 1 we do not need to write again, so we'll just write what's in the brackets, plus 5 to the power of 4 over 8, because 2 times 4 is 8. Add the c. I want to do a few more examples that are tricky, like this one here on the left and the one here. So in the next video, I will do those. If you subscribe, you'll get to know when it's on.